Flight boss, bitch, you know, for sure. You're now listening to the Mind of an Antares Moon. I'm the Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And right now, we're going to talk about what makes Scorpios deep. Now, you know this little series I'm talking about right now is you're going to have three archetypes of the three separations of the three different Scorpios because of the Mercury signs. Because if you a sun sign Scorpio, your Mercury can only be in Scorpio, Libra, or Sagittarius. So this is what makes the three different Scorpio types. Now, in this little series right here, when I say what makes your sign this, that's just for this whole series. I'm going to make a whole bunch of series amongst this, you know what I'm saying? But right here, this is just the Sun and Mercury placement of it, you know what I'm saying? So right here, this what makes Scorpio deep. Now let's talk about Scorpio first. Now Scorpio is fixed water. Fixed water is being fixated on its own, and water represents the emotions and the feelings right here. You know what I'm saying? So we know the emotions is the square, the feelings is the circle. So when you feel a certain way, you don't know how you feel until you put it into an emotional box. Let's get it. So now, when we talk about Scorpio is froze. It's like ice. When you got a heavy piece enough ice, it's gonna sink. The heavier something is, the more dense something is, it's gonna sink to the bottom. So that's something like how when we talk about emotions and feelings, that's somehow it is. So it could be so deep that you're not seeing the surface level. You're not seeing things clearly. So you're not initiating and creating new ways how to feel with your emotions when we talk about Cancer, or you're not connecting yourself with how everyone else may feel with their emotions and then coming up with a way of how to feel and how to emotionalize your feelings. Like the Pisces, right here, you're having your own separate ways, like an ice cube, which ice is water. But if it's frozen in some water, it looks separate. It looks like it's something in water, right? But it's still water. So you're detaching yourself, you're disconnecting yourself from other people's emotions and feelings, but you can still pick it up because you're still water, but you're trying to separate yourself, and you're not initiating a new way of how to feel about certain things. You're having your own way of how to feel it, and you're putting your own emotions in it. So that can bundle up in a lot of ways of holding grudges or having your own, or having a single direct outlook of how to view things or how to feel about things, because it's ruled by Mars and Pluto, and Mars is directness, is direction. So this is Mars. Aries is the light side of Mars, which is direct with the light, direction with the light, and then which you can express with your intentions. And Mars in Scorpio is the yin, the direct. The direction with the emotions and the feelings, how to direct your what you can see in the dark. So you're directing yourself in the dark. You know what I'm saying? You're not caring about other people's emotions and feelings because you got your own way, fixated way of how you feel with your emotions. And anytime somebody else try to change the way you feel about something, it can become threatening. You can sting them. It can become uncomfortable for you. Or you can allow them to let you sting yourself by letting them make you vulnerable by opening yourself into realms of letting them into realms of reality that you didn't want to give to them. So when you let this person know all this about you and then they just up and leave, they really take a part of you. That's how it really be when it comes to Scorpios. So it's like you either sting this person early or let them allow you to sting yourself. You know what I'm saying? So it's like one of those type of games. So when it comes into you have three Scorpio types of what makes them deep. Now, the three types is, now you have the deep emotionally Scorpios, and that would be if the Mercury is in Scorpios. Then you have the deep thinkers, which if you had the Mercury in Libra Scorpios, and then you have the deep expressors, the deep philosophers, the deep expression. If you was to have Mercury and Sagittarius, the deep spirituality. So what happens here is, let's break down. Now this is what makes Scorpios deep. So let's break it down. The first one, let's say Mercury and Scorpio. So this is the emotionally deep Scorpio right here. So now you got the thinking and communication placed in the same sign of the sun. Like I said, anytime there's a same sign thing, it can be a problem. So Mercury right here, what you think and communicate about has been sunk. So now you're busy thinking and communicating about how you think you feel about things. Remember, Mercury is not always emotional. It don't always spark emotional feelings. So when Mercury is placed in water, it allows you to think and analyze about it. So a lot of times you have to communicate it or think other people feel this way, or think and analyze your own emotions and able to understand it. Now we're not talking about the moon and other placements. We just talk about this segment right now. Now, Mercury being in Scorpio itself, these are going to be things you think and communicate about. These are things you analyze. You analyze your intentions, other people's intentions, the behind the scenes realm, what people truly mean, your deep desires, deep passions. I'm saying these are things you think about. Even to a certain degree, life and death and sex. Now, when I say life and death, I'm talking about just putting death to what I was just talking about and bringing life to what I'm talking about. And when we're talking about sex, we're just talking about the joining of the two energies to create a new energy. My hands just did sex and created a clap noise. That was a whole new energy. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? When you have Mercury and Scorpio itself, it's thinking and analyzing the emotions and the feelings and trying to see how it works and things of that nature. And then when your sun is in Scorpio, which is your actions. The sun is your actions, the way you act, and the way you act and how you do things and how you see things. A lot of times you're going to think you see other people's emotions and feelings. So this is why a lot of times people say that Scorpios, they looking like they seeing right through me or something like that. They looking like they see right through you. It's not that. It's just that Mercury controls the nerve system. When you say you want to look left, you look left. That's Mercury. When you like moving and all around, that's Mercury. Your first initial awareness in your teeth and all that. So when a person is thinking, Mercury is in Scorpio, they're thinking about emotions and feelings, and they're thinking about intentions. So they're really not looking through you. They're seeing you for what you are. Like, they're seeing certain body languages you may do, certain things you may say. And sometimes they can't help to have a stare because this is what their mind is on. Now, when it comes to the sun, they put this into actions, the way they act. So a lot of times they act like they may know how you feel, or so a lot of times they may act on whether they should present it or not, or whether they should conceal it or not, or whether they should let you know that that's what they sense from you or not, because they can use it to their advantage. They can be like, okay, if this person don't know I know what this person doing, then I can be able to see how far this person go with this and know what kind of person I'm dealing with. So you have a lot, it's more secretive, like, you know what I'm saying, this is the more manipulative Scorpios a lot of times. And manipulative could be a good or a bad thing. Everybody need all the signs that I'm talking about. So, you know what I'm saying, the good manipulation is to know who you're dealing with. That's good manipulation. The bad manipulation is using it for your own selfish gain and benefits. That's bad. That's bad manipulation. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying, this here Mercury and Scorpios right here, they like to think and analyze about and communicate about others. So they like to talk with close friends about other people that they may be around, just the sake of understanding and analyzing the emotions and the feelings that a person may be stuck in, whatever a person is going through. Also, and when you put that into action, the way you act, this is the way you act. You act like your own emotions and feelings is not needed to be communicated about. You know what I'm saying? You act like your own is not needed to be handled or dealt with, and you're not willing to make yourself feel vulnerable. So a lot of times you may deal with it to yourself or inside. So you may brood or cry, or a lot of times do emotional outbursts, because a lot of times you just have to let other people see it. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's just how the human body works sometimes. So it comes out through emotional outbursts. Everything inside have to be let out. You have to lighten your load in some way, shape, or form. So you got that. A lot of times the Mercury and Scorpios can be volatile when they brood or let things build up. You know what I'm saying? So they have to know not to let that, know how to release the mind and thoughts of being soaked in that all the time. Now that's the emotionally deep Scorpios. Now you have the deep thinkers. Now the deep thinkers is if your Mercury is in Libra. Now, placing Libra and cardinal air, which is Libra, which is initiating and creating new, and an air is a representation of thinking and communication. So right here, when you have your mind on thinking and communicating, and then your actions and the way you act being based upon your own emotions and your own feelings, right here, a lot of times these are the people who like to think very, very deeply about what they're experiencing. It may not necessarily be what they're feeling, but they may think deeply about what they're experiencing. Like, for an example, if you tell a Scorpio with a Mercury and Libra something, they're going to think deeply about it. It don't matter what you told them. They don't even care about your intentions and the way you act as much as the Mercury and Scorpio as much. They care about what you say and how you how you word things, basically. You know what I'm saying? So, because they know, they already can sense your actions in one way. They just care about how you gonna word it. So they may even let you try to get over a lot of times, but just to see how far you can get, so they can sting you. But if they sense something, but this makes a little bit more careless Scorpio than the other ones, because this right here, you still want to be friendly. You still want to relate. So you'll let a person have that. You'll let a person have a certain vulnerability of yours without thinking too deeply about that. You know what I'm saying? This is a more lighter load, but on a darker level. You're more of not caring about the emotions to the point of you will gossip someone else's emotions to someone else. You know what I'm saying? To the point that they didn't want you to say that. Now you can have them. This is the gossipy Scorpios right here. This is the messy Scorpios right here. This is the gossipy, messy, multiple relationship Scorpios right here. When you have the Mercury and Libra, because right here you're gonna think always that you're supposed to be in some type of relationship or relating to someone or something, and then your actions is already going to do it on a deep level. So you're going to be connected with all these people on a deep level, but you have your own stubborn feelings and emotions already. So the way you think and communicate about it is just to keep communicating with others and think, and you're not looking at it in a way of hurting someone's feelings, because your Mercury is just thinking, it's like you're going to understand how they feel, but you have your own way of feeling about the situation, and can't nobody really change that. And that's your actions, the way you act. So when it comes to Mercury, the way you think and communicate, you place that in Libra, already you're gonna feel like that you need to relate with others. You need to harmonize with others, and there's no point to try to like go too deep with one person if you don't see it going to where, like that scale again. If you see this person acting this way here, you're not gonna want it to go there. So in this way, the Scorpios sting people with communication. So the way how they may get out of relationships with the Mercury and Libra Scorpios, the way they may get out of relationships is letting the person catch them on purpose, like leaving their phone open on purpose for this person to see it, or like leaving text messages open so this person could see that they was cheating on this person, in order for this person to get emotionally tired and want to get out of the relationship. Other than the sun sign Scorpio with Mercury being a Libra, they rather for the other person to emotionally get out of it. They rather for the other person, but they do devilish things like that. That's kind of devilish in a way, but you know what I'm saying? It's just, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? They do things like that, go out on purpose and shit like that. Like the Mercury and Scorpios may be a little bit more secretive when it comes to things like that, and may not necessarily want to just detach from someone that fast. The Mercury and Libra Scorpios, a lot of times to get out of relationships, they may jump just jump right into other relationships, and that is their way out of the other relationship. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no secretive way to build out of it like the Mercury and Scorpio. Now, that's your deep thinker Scorpios, when you have Mercury. And like, don't just take my words, elaborate on my shit. Don't just listen to my shit and think it is what it is. Take what I'm saying and keep elaborating and building on it. It's a lot of different metaphors you could put with Scorpio, Mercury and Libra, whatever, on any sign, and how they go and how they relate to each other. Now you have the deep expressor. So that'd be if your Mercury is in Sagittarius, if you're a Scorpio. So right here, what's Sagittarius? Sagittarius is, now Mercury hates being here because it can't really explain itself in a logical way, only in a meaningful way. And Mercury like to look at details and instructions. It doesn't like to know what the instructions mean. It just want to know the instructions and learn about the instructions. So it don't want to know what the whole philosophy background on how the fucking ingredients got here in the first place. You know what I'm saying? So Mercury doesn't like be here. So Mercury is thinking of communication. Now, when you place that in Sagittarius, Sagittarius is mutable fire. It's being adaptable and being changeable to other people's ways of seeing things and feeling about things. You know what I'm saying? Because it's fire. It's the seer and the feeling. So it's the visions. And when you try to see your feelings don't have a look. So when you try to give it a look, it becomes a vision. And then fire signs like to express how they feel, so that they express their visions. So you know what I'm saying? Right here, When you have Mercury here, this is what you think, and this is how you think, and this is how you communicate. You think and communicate by being adaptable to yourself or others' ways of seeing things and other ways of people feeling about things. So this what makes you get a broad perspective of something. This what makes you gain wisdom. This what makes you think and analyze on how to learn certain expressions and certain people's inspirations and certain people's broad perspectives and the broad perspective in general. And then when you have Scorpio here, which is your actions, the way you act, now you're going in an emotional way with it. You're attaching your emotions to it. You're feeling a certain way about it. So now you're harping over it. So now you're putting this into your experience because you're feeling a certain way about what you're learning. You're feeling a certain way about what you're experiencing, and you're putting all these emotions. You're putting it in all these emotional boxes, and can't nobody change your outview and your feelings on these things that you're learning from a broad perspective when it comes to your Mercury. So right here, this is going to make you deep philosophers when it comes to analyzing the way the human emotion work in general, or the way how people get emotionally offended in general, or the way how people why people have feelings in general. You're a philosopher on the emotions in general. You know what I'm saying? Like shit like that. Like, so you're able to dive deep into the philosophical aspect of the emotions and why people be feeling the way they feel. So you can become a psychologist with this. These are the counselors, the psychologists. You know what I'm saying? The people who the counsel workers, the people who help people who going through problems. You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature, because they're able to have a philosophical view and a broad perspective view on why you feel like that. Because remind you, your actions, the way you act, is penetrated on it, is being fixated on its own emotions and feelings. So then when you have the Mercury, the way you think and communicate and the way you analyze, when you have that on, seeing other people's ways of feeling about, and even your own way of feeling about things, and how to see things, you come up with a broad perspective of why this group of people may feel this certain type of way due to the certain group of situations that was in, why this is this way. And you just come up with wisdom and knowledge on why people feel certain ways and why people see things in certain ways, and you're able to express this in a caring and emotional way. So you know what I'm saying, this is what makes people the deep philosophers when it comes to Mercury being a Sagittarius as a Scorpio person. So yeah, that's the three types of Scorpio, and that's what makes Scorpios deep. And you have the deep emotionally, which is Mercury and Scorpios. You have the deep philosophers, which is Mercury and Sagittarius Scorpios, and you have the deep thinkers, which is the Libra, Mercury and Libra Scorpios. Flake boss, bitch, you know, for sure. Goddamn.